Hello, everyone. It's me, Aset, here at the Goddess Inside. And today I want to answer the question why are there so many different gods and goddesses within the Egyptian pantheon? So there are lionesses, there are snakes, there are birds, there are hippopotamus, there are crocodiles. All of these different animals are in the form of a god in some way or another. And sometimes, like, you have a lion a lion form of a goddess, but there are like three or four or a handful of goddesses who come in the form of a lioness. So when we think about the thought patterns and the world of the ancient Egyptians, they were very connected to nature. They were out in the elements. Their daily lives were based upon the rise and the fall of the Nile River. Did it fertilize the soil, bring enough water so that they could have enough food to eat? Did it not raise enough? Was the flood deficient in some way that year, which caused drought? And then plagues of insects and things like that, and hardship, hunger, those types of things. And so they would do things to please the elements of nature. The word that they used for a god or a goddess was the word neter, N-T-R, and it was symbolized by a flag. So when you look at the hieroglyphs and you see a flag, symbols are like a stick, and then the flag is hanging off of it. That's the word for neter. And the word neter then, throughout time, became translated by the Greeks as necher. And then if you follow the history of language here in English, then that became our word for nature. And so there is an element of divinity within the world, the natural world around them. There are gods and goddesses of the air, the sky, the waters, the horizon, the sun, the moon, the stars. Within each of the animals, they represent an element of the divine beings. And then also there are cycles. So you would have gods and goddesses who ruled over the different hours of the day. You have a different god and goddess that ruled over the hours of the nighttime. You would have a different god or goddess that ruled over the phases of the moon. So when you have like the waxing moon, the full moon, the waning moon, the new moon, each of these portions of these cycles was ruled by a deity or a neter. Then within all of these conglomerates, then you would have different gods and goddesses also who ruled over areas in the underworld. So within the afterlife, the soul would have to go through various gates and also various caverns within the underworld and overcome the challenge or the god of difficulty basically within each of these areas. And so there was a god or a goddess at each gate within the underworld. And then the caverns were kind of a similar thing where you would have to move through the caverns and appease the god or a goddess so that you could travel through safely. There were then within all of that, again, there are triads of like little family groupings. So in Christianity, we would have, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so we would have a masculine, a feminine, and a child element generally in these triads. A really famous triad would be Isis, Osiris, and Horus. You also have triads like Sekhmet, Ptah, and Nefertem. So those are just a couple of examples. Then there are the Enneads, which are groups of 9 different gods and goddesses. You have the Ogdoad, which is groupings of 8 in the story of creation. And we can talk about those in another video because there's a lot of information there. So, but again, to go back to the answer of why there are so many, it ties in with the way that the ancient Egyptians viewed, lived in, and experienced nature all around them. And the nature of life is an embodiment of the divine. And so enjoy getting to know all of the different neteru. There are so many that are out there that you can connect to and that can find you and connect with you. Maybe you're feeling all of a sudden very drawn to the power of the sun. Well, maybe that's Ra in one of his forms. Maybe all of a sudden you're just so very thirsty and that you're connecting with the goddess Satis. So look at the things that you're being drawn to, the elements, the concerns or areas of concern, and then look at who those neteru are so that you can begin to learn more about them, their stories, see how to connect with them. And if you're looking for ways to do that, there's a really easy way for you to do it where you don't have a lot of homework to do. It's just learning and growing and adding things as you like, is over on my Patreon. So check out The Goddess Inside, the Egyptian Mystery School on Patreon. There is a level for everyone, learning about the different neteru, ways to connect with them each and every week if you so desire to try something or add something to your practice, ways to go through the ancient texts and learn from the words that are thousands of years old and the stories. And then also get on my email list. So I send it out twice a month. I've got a blog that I share a little bit of my life and tie it in with the Egyptian mystery so that you can kind of see, oh, that's how you do that. And then also, of course, I'll be sharing with you things that I have coming up. So I hope that answered your question as to why there are so many gods and goddesses within the Egyptian pantheon. And I hope that you get to connect with them and experience the magic that they have for you. So until next time, enjoy everything about today.